What is world connection? Hello viewers, hello friends. Today we have a special conversation before the upcoming Mega Congress, and with us is Rav Leitman, hello everyone, and Pasha Yaroslavsky, the Russian Department Manager, hello, Yair Oren, Manager of the Asian and Middle East Department, Leo Gur, the Manager of the Physical Learning Centers and all the groups in Israel, and we would like to use this conversation as a kind of preparation for the Mega Congress and get the right direction from Rav Leitman, because we know that the preparation is the main thing before the action itself. So Rav Leitman, the theme of the Mega Congress is unity around the world. We wanted to ask, now the world Kli is in a certain state. Yes. How do we reach the preferable state? What do we want to achieve? How do you expect to see the world Kli after the Mega Congress? What does it mean, unity around the world? What is world unity? If there are two of us, we and the world, so it's possible that we're uniting around the world, or the world is uniting around us. We don't want to be detached, so we have to have both. Now, when we go to the world and want to bestow onto them, and if we bestow, then we're as if from the outside we encompass them, hug them from the outside. This is the act of dissemination that we're trying to do on a daily basis, and in such convention like the Mega Congress, we would like them to come to us, meaning for them to hug us, for them to arrange around us, and we'll be in the center. And then they're really coming to all of our centers, and they cleave onto the televisions and the screens and everything. So we're constantly going out, and then we accept, bring in all that we have achieved inside, inwards. So I hope that on this Mega Congress we'll really feel how the whole world is coming to us, and we're all bonding and uniting together. Not that there's them and us, but everyone together. They come and we all bond and unite and reach a great intensity of bonding. Because this is what we're lacking, that both in quality and quantity, for us to be strong and for one to compensate for the other. So I really expect that after the Mega Congress, where we will achieve some kind of a sufficient qualitative and quantitative bonding, we'll feel how we can break through and maybe already achieve a spiritual degree. I'm talking about everyone, because even if those who just started studying are joining us, we can all merit.
Good evening, friends, and welcome to our third class of the intermediate spring 2010.
Yes.
I always get confused. It's an exciting lesson today because there's a certain buzz before every Congress. There's a very special buzz in the air. You can feel the electricity.
Yes.
The points in the hearts are gathering in the virtual space. And as always, let's first start with an intention.
Exactly.
And today's intention is very appropriate because it's an intention for a Congress.
That's right. Adhesion is achieved through love for the Creator. The Creator's love is achieved through love for others. Love for others is achieved through the light that shines on us, which brings us this love. The condition for the light to come is being ready for Arvut. Arvut is reached by understanding that our love is nothing, and that spirituality can only be reached through unity among us. The common Kli is the same model of reality that the Creator builds, and this is where it is revealed.
There's always a very powerful intention. The word Arvut was mentioned there, and it's the literal translation of Arvut is mutual guarantee. And it's actually, there's a whole article about it by Bala Salam, and it'll be the topic of the last two classes of this course, classes 7 and 8. And it's sort of the culmination of all the work of the friends, of the groups, everything. It's a very, very good article. So looking forward to that article. In the meantime, today's article is concerning love of friends, and it's on page 288 in the Kabbalah for the student. We're going to start it. We're going to read it in a second. In the meantime, if you have any questions about if you read ahead, and you're encouraged to do it, it's very, very good. Please start posting your questions right away. The more questions, the better, as always. And if you have any questions from last week's exercise, and last week's exercise was, you had to imagine yourself that you're a point in the heart. Strictly just a point in the heart, without all the baggage of the corporal body.
Yeah.
And how would you imagine yourself working in connection with others? Okay? So if you have any questions from that exercise, any observations, any analysis, what happened in your investigations?
Any personal ones that you want to share with the class? Maybe yourself on that?
No, it's a different space than ours.
Yeah.
Very, very different space than what we are used to here. So where are we now? Where do we stand? So we went through the fundamentals. We're in the intermediate course where we're studying the actual methodology. In the first class, we've covered the idea of a group. Why you need a group, that spiritual advancement is in a group and nowhere else. This is the precise area when you begin to advance. In the second class, which was last week, we clarified what exactly a group is, because there's a lot of notions of what a group is, right? And we defined that the group is the collection of the points of the hearts. Okay? And that our goal is to connect with them. Today, we're going to look at the actual connection. What makes us connect?
Yes.
And that's the title of the article concerning love of friends.
And I think it's fitting that we're doing this lesson right before the virtual mega congress, because it's the connection that we can actually unite with our points of the heart with other people around the world. And I think what makes it so special is that what is it, 40 plus countries are involved, maybe 40 to 50,
Many.
I don't know, and it's all in the same unison time, and we're all connecting and doing everything together.
Yeah, that's an unbelievable feeling.
Yeah.
I remember the last Congress, or the second last Congress, and all the languages there. People asking questions in all the different languages, and it's like all of that. And you meet people who, and you often heard people saying, I met these people, and then we started talking, and then after 5, 10, or whatever, 15 minutes, we realized we didn't speak each other's language.
You understood each other still.
And people came from different corners of the earth.
Yeah.
But that goal to reach adhesion with the Creator so unites, so just is completely above this corporeal sensation and living.
Exactly.
That is just unbelievable force. And you meet people that you've never seen in your whole life, and you right away connect with them, and you feel like you've known them all your lives.
Exactly.
It's an amazing feeling.
It is. Okay.
Oh, I can't wait.
Same here.
So where do we stand? What is this? Let's focus on this. Put a highlight. A light over exactly where is this area that we have to work with. Where is this love of friends revealed? What is it all about? So, we know it all started from the world of infinity, where the Kli was completely filled with the light. It sensed within this state of world of infinity, it realized it was 100% opposite of the Creator, and it began to separate itself from the Creator through a number of steps. it began to conceal itself because of the sensation of shame that it felt in the world of infinity. And after it made a decision that it will no longer receive unless it does it for the sake of the Creator. And then it started going through these motions of trying to accomplish, satisfy this condition. So it went through a series of steps where it separated from the Creator. Received the light, deflected, tried it, until it comes to a final state where it is 100% concealed from the Creator. Okay, this is our world. This world we depict it as the soul, but actually consisting of separate points, separate souls. Then we go through the development in this corporeal world. This is history. Where the desires developed in us from the animalistic level, through the 3 human levels, social levels, until a point in the heart awakens in us. And then, at this point, this is where we find ourselves after taking the fundamentals course. Mm-hmm. Okay, and agreeing, liking what we hear. You know, there's a certain resonance with what we feel, what we always thought. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Everything's put sort of in place, and then, yes, I want to do something about it with a group, and this is where the ascent begins back up. Same steps. These steps were etched into each of these, in a sort of different part of it, or a different stream of it, segment of it. In each one of these points in the hearts. And whereas the descent back down was under the influence of the light, right? The light was always shining. The ascent back up is in concealment, where each time we reach a level where the Creator is concealed on a greater and greater level. And each step represents greater level of bestowal. And this, each step, greater level of bestowal or acquisition, the equivalence of form with the Creator. All of these terms, they are the connection between these parts. Okay? And actually, it's a more, there's actually more dimensions to it. It's an actual connection this way, from this point to this point. So there's a reciprocal connection.
Okay. Oh, reciprocal. Right.
Each bestowing to each other. Mm. Okay? And we're going to actually, there's an article that deals with this even further, and this sort of reciprocal connection is called buy yourself a friend.
Okay.
Okay, you have to sort of love and be loved. There has to be a two-way communication here, not just one way.
Right.
Because there has to be feedback, and there has to be influence of each other, and inspiration of each other.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. In other words, you help your friend, and in this way, your friend helps you. And it's a good check.
Yes.
to make sure that you're not going insane.
Yeah.
Because if everybody's sort of connected with each other, you can't imagine. It's very hard to start imagining all sorts of crazy things.
Yeah.
You're held in place in the right foundation. And well, guess what? This connection is called love of friends.
All right.
Okay? Now, it's not your usual love of friends. In this article is actually is a series of questions that Rabash asks, and some of them he elaborates. And the first question that he asks is the need of love for love of friends. Why? Why do we need the love of friends? Well, this is the reason that there was this corruption precisely in those in the separation of the souls, and you need the love of friends in order to connect, to create the kli. This connection, the vessel, is not in this point, and it's not in this point alone. It's strictly in the relationship between these two, and we'll maybe elaborate a little bit in a second. Now, as you would expect, this love is not your usual love of the corporeal world. And what we'd like to do right now is show you a clip by Rav Michael Leitman. It's from the lesson from May the 23rd, his Rav Leitman's latest lesson on this article, where he elaborates on what this love involves, what exactly this love is. We're talking love, mm-hmm. connection, unity. What is it exactly? He's going to define it for us, and then it's going to be much easier to work with this article.
Right.
Then
yep.
This concept of love is not something abstract, but it's a very precise, clearly defined term and action concept. So let's run that first clip. Sorry, that clip about this particular aspect. And it's about 4 minutes long, and we'll come back and we'll continue with the article.
Okay.
The need for love of friends. Well, love, it's clear to us in this world. Something good. Love of friends, also something good. Everyone had friends in childhood and so on. People have friends. Here we stumble upon a completely different kind of love of friends, in which we have to reach a state where it's not simply that I have a friend, or had a friend, or I will have a friend, but here, the love of friends, it's the connection between the souls, where I am called my soul, the friend is called the foreign, the other soul, and the love is such a connection between us where I become for him and he becomes for me more important than each one for himself. Like we learned from the article of Matan Torah, you have one pillow, give it to him, you have one chair, give it to him, from all the different examples there. And this is called love another as thyself, meaning it's such a connection between people, and it's not necessarily a corporeal connection on the corporeal level, where there also could be such a state where I'm prepared to give up my life for him. But here, the connection between us is based on our desire to reach the Creator, and these desires between us, they become cleaved on together in order to unite. In order to this way unite the force, the power, that through the mutual force we can reach equivalence, we can reach the revelation of the Creator. Meaning there is a completely different condition in love here. And thus there's the question, the need for the love of friends. Do I truly have the need for the love of friends? Meaning that this need, it's included of many conditions. Meaning, do I know what for? That it is the Creator who is the goal. Do I know that I can attain it, achieve it on my own, but only through the friends? The friends means that I will connect to them and care for them and will refer to them more than to myself. And the connection between us will reveal the attribute of bestowal where in its equivalence to the Creator will be revealed in it. Meaning that here I build something that has a completely different essence. The Kli of Adam Rishon, I don't know how to call it, something that never existed before, ever, the spiritual entity, essence, which is beyond all corporeality. Any corporeality. Therefore, the need for the love of friends, he stops it there. He doesn't write any further because it's a theme which is actually our entire correction.
There you go. Theme for our entire correction.
Yes.
It's in this love. So it's not what we call in Kabbalah the love of fish. Or, I love ice cream. We don't love ice cream. We love ourselves, and in order to satisfy ourselves, we eat ice cream. We crave ice cream. And unfortunately, this is the kind of love that is, it's okay. You need it also. That's prevalent in the corporate world, in our world. In other words, we engage in relationships to the extent that we benefit from them, that we get something in return. A great example is families nowadays. We see the divorce rates.
Yeah.
Clearly, when couples meet, they see certain benefits of being together. But as soon as there's a little difficulty or whatever it is, I'm not getting what I wanted, goodbye. They part. But a Kabbalistic type of love is exactly opposite, totally opposite. It's what I'm doing for you.
That's right.
So, obviously, it's a very stable reality. It's very hard and it's theory for now. But if we try, and for now all we need to know is the sketches of this methodology, and as we progress slowly, we'll be able to to grow the meat around the bones.
Right. Yeah, I like that. Meat around the bones.
So for now, there's going to be a little bit confusion. Okay, what does this mean? Who do I love? Who do I need to love? What do I need to do is love? What does this involve? I don't want to love. For now, we kind of have to know the basic, just the basic concepts, and everything else would come through our continued study and these meetings such as the Congress,
yes,
where you get an actual sort of little taste in a very sort of concentrated way. So for now, kind of bear with us.
Right.
It takes
some time.
Takes time to assimilate it and to feel it.
Build it into an environment and get the feel and everything and the studies. Yeah.
Because it's not actually. I like Mike Kellogg's example. He says, you could study all your life, watch videos about scuba diving.
Yeah, I know.
I love that example. But at the end of the day, one day you need to put on the wetsuit, put on the oxygen tanks, and take a dive, right?
Yeah.
And then you know what scuba diving is all about. Same thing here. So hopefully we will meet in some way at the congresses, and we will have the opportunity to put on the
scuba diving
gear. We have questions, but we haven't started reading the article. So what do you want to do?
Let's dip our feet into this a little bit. Okay.
Let's dive.
Okay, let's dive in there.
Okay.
Even I don't know how to swim yet, but maybe one day. So again, it's page 288 concerning love of friends. Number 1, the need for love of friends. 2, what is the reason I chose specifically these friends? And why have the friends chosen me?
Why have you chosen these friends?
Or they chosen me.
It all goes back to the point in the heart, because we want to come to the adhesion with the Creator, and we're actually not looking at the corporeal. We're looking only at the points in the hearts. The corporeal is just a sort of addressing to confuse the situation, or more precisely, it's a reflection of our own ego.
Yes.
And actually, there was a good question there by the first question. Can you read that one? I think it's very appropriate.
Oh, okay. Forgive me, I mispronounced the name. Azucena from Colombia.
Hi, Azucena.
When you do that, you feel deeper comprehension of the other person's, and your desire to criticize just goes. That was my experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because all of these sensations to criticize, to judge, whatever it is, it's all related to the corporeal perception. And if you go above it and connect to the point in the heart, then all that other
goes. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
In comparison to what you have in your friend, that point in the heart, all those judgments is completely insignificant almost. Yes.
Yes. And let's go on to the next one.
Okay.
Anna Marie from Argentina. Hi, Anna Marie.
Hi, Anna Marie.
Is it enough with my intention to unite my point in the heart, or what specific things can I do?
Okay, that's a good question, and I think we can cover it in number 3.
That's right. Number 3. Should each of the friends disclose his love for the society, or is it enough to feel love in one's heart and practice love of friends in concealment, and thus not need to openly show what is in his heart? It is known that being humble is a great thing, but we can also say the opposite, that one must disclose the love in his heart towards the friends, since by revealing it he evokes his friend's heart towards the friends, so they too would feel that each of them is practicing love of friends. The benefit from that is that in this manner, one gains strength to practice love of friends more forcefully, since every person's force of love is integrated in each other's. It turns out that when a person has one measure of strength to practice love of friends, if the group consists of 10 members, then he is integrated with 10 forces of the need, who understand that it is necessary to engage in love of friends. However, if each of them does not show the society that he is practicing love of friends, then one lacks the force of the group. Okay, so we kind of mentions a lot this love of friends, and we've sort of clarified it. That we need to nurture the point in the heart in our friends. That our friend's point in the heart becomes relatively more important to us than our own point in the heart. And actually, this is the way the system works. That you sort of worry about everybody else, and everybody's like that, and then you're in effect are taken care of also by this very way. Now, so the question then becomes: are we supposed to be just forget about everything on the corporeal, lie on our couch, as Rav Michael Leitman says, and just think about the spiritual? Or are there any sort of corporeal actions that we have to be engaged in? And then the next question becomes, well, okay, then how do I really influence my friends? How do I have an effect on them? Yes.
Okay. So yes, the answer is yes. We need to be engaged in all sorts of actions openly in order to influence our friends. There is a connection, existing connection between us on the spiritual level, and we do influence each other through this virtual connection. Yet we are not on the level to sense it, to analyze it, isolate it, and to understand it and see it and feel it. Okay, so you may be sitting, and then all of a sudden you are all excited about whatever, about the reading this article. So you may think it just came out of nowhere. No. It could be that your friends are all awakening together, and by this way they're influencing you. So that's one way. Another way is also through the corporeal, because we also live in the corporeal level through our five sensors, and the light source also begins to enter through this way as well. So we do have to show an examples for each other on the corporeal level as well. So it's not good to be humble and totally concealed. I know what the questions are going to be. How do we actually show an example? In what way? Again, we're going to be clarifying this in the future classes, and it's going to be all sort of revealed and shown, and you'll see it and you feel it. In essence, there's a few actions that we carry, that we are engaged in order to attain the goal. That is, we study together, we disseminate together, and we engage in sort of group actions, internal group inspirational actions, such as the Mega Congress. And I know what, the same questions sort of pop up, and it's okay if they're asked also. If someone's going to say, well, I'm very social, or I've seen people who are very social. I'm not. I'm naturally quiet. And you don't have to be a loudmouth. It's not all about talking and saying, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. It's the actions that talk. It's the seriousness with which you approach this methodology. If you're there for the classes, if you take on a particular assignment in terms of helping in the circulation, dissemination of the wisdom, if you come to all the group activities, or as many as you can, and whatever in relative terms, people see it. Your friends begin to see it. They see how it is important to you, and they get inspired by that, right?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah, absolutely. I see
yes, you're my example.
I see you working all the time.
And what about you? You're always there.
Oh, come on.
You're there every lesson. Richard is unbelievable. It's like a solid rock, and you can't move him, and he's both physically and spiritually. So that's how we influence each other. That's how we affect each other. Okay, this may all be all theory and talk, but we're kind of giving you the outlines, the sketches. And we can talk here for hours and hours and hours and hours. And until you feel it for yourself, you experience, you go through a state, you analyze it, you taste it, you look at it from different sides, you will not really assimilate it. So, first of all, just stay, sit back and accumulate this information, park it, and try to experiment it over the next few weeks, months, whatever. And if you have the Congress, obviously, that's a great opportunity to practice with this. Before we read any more questions, let's watch another clip by Rav Lightman where he, again, also elaborates a little bit about this. So let's run the other clip where Rav Lightman talks about, also narrows it down to what it means to help your friends, to connect your friend, to show them show them an example.
Shai from the Kabbalah campus in Haifa. How can I express love before the barrier to a friend? By showing everyone how lively he is, how consistent, how he wants to do everything, he wants to engage in the connection, love, serving the friends, dissemination. He wants to show them how much effort he's putting in, and to that extent that should awaken the others, and he shouldn't criticize others that they're not acting as he is, even though he might be doing more than they are. It doesn't matter. By that he takes upon himself a great mission, that he doesn't do his work humbly, in a concealed manner that they won't see it. He won't be a concealed righteous one, but he'll show them that he's actually putting effort, and by that it will awaken the friends. So he must do that. Simple things. Also in our world, look what we do with children. I'm again going back to that same example. We give them an example, we awaken them. We want them to be happy, we laugh. We need to constantly give examples. And it's the same towards a friend. And if I do it towards the friend, then in the next moment, I'm inspired by what he does. So he takes an example from me, even though my impression, my fascination was false, but that still ignites him. He begins to awaken, and from his awakening, then I truly begin to awaken. So I started from a lie, and through him, now I really awaken. What do I build the environment for? So what the environment wants, it will receive in me as a law. So I build an environment, constantly influence it with love of friends, importance of the goal, self-annulment, everything. And then I receive back all of these components. And by that I reach the Creator. And I receive it according to the amount of friends in the society. And I receive from the group corrected forces that don't exist in me.
Wow. So, we have a lot of questions about what exactly is this love of friends and how do we help each other. So let's go back to this diagram. I'm going to just redraw it. So these points in the heart. Okay, we need to connect. On our own, it's just a point. No light can enter here. And no light can enter into the friend as well. The light only enters in this connection. What is this connection? This connection is that we want to bestow to each other. I want him to receive the light, and my friend wants me to receive the light. We try, we exert effort, and by that we build a collective desire. Our job, our task, is to build the desire. Once we have this critical mass, this is what we need. Why? Because, as we talked in previous classes, we cannot pull ourselves out of the system by our own hair.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It has to come from somewhere else. Right? It has to be the light is filled from the outside. We need to create the vessel, that strong pull, that force that wants to draw the light, and the light comes from above. In other words, we build the sail, and the Creator provides the wind. We cannot provide the wind.
Mm-hmm.
The wind is blowing out there. We can only create the sail. Each one of us is just a little tiny dot on the sail. So the wind just goes around us. The more points are connected, the greater the sail, and then everybody moves together. Okay? That's the goal. So in effect, these points are very, very critical to me. I cannot get anywhere without them. And vice versa to them. Okay? What are these points of the heart's desire to bestow? Okay? These connections is actually the desire to bestow. We need to be able to give. That's the critical mass desire. That's the prayer. That's the true, real prayer. These connections between us. We want, it's always in relation to our friends. I want. It cannot be within you. If you're sort of isolated, only working within you, then it's on the wrong path. It has to be in the connections. That's what we mean. And that sensation I want and I need to bestow to my friends. It's hard. There's obstacles, resistance.
Yeah.
Our ego doesn't want it. And when we encounter this, this is where we come with the prayer. And in these connections, all the work is there. Freedom of choice, faith above reason, annulment, everything that we studied, it's precisely in this part, in this relationships. Now, if this is my sale, right, I want to make sure that all the points are there in that sale. Okay? I want to give my friends that force to be part of the sale. That force is the desire for the goal. It's difficult sometimes because it's contrary to our ego. And the ego is always going to rise up and say, why do you need this for? You know, what's wrong with, just turning on the television?
Yeah.
You know, grab a beer and watch television. Why do you need this? That's fine. You can do it to relax. But if it's day after day, all the time, you're coming up with all sorts of excuses, then it's a different matter. This is where you begin to, this is where the Creator is giving you work. Your ego is actually beginning to resist this methodology. And this is where you have the freedom of choice of what you want to do. You want to remain in the ego, or you want to go above the ego. And that's where all the work is. This is where the revelation of the ego, the evil is, and this is where we overcome it. Only in these connections. So I want to keep these connections, I want these points in the hearts around me to be inspired. Clicking on all cylinders. Okay? And now, again, take that example of the points in the heart that the exercise. How do you keep them going? You need to encourage them. Cheer them on. Go, 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 go. Go, friends, go. Go, points, go. And that's your work. That's your example that you have to set them. You may feel down, upset, whatever it is. You had a bad day at work. But when you meet them, before you come to the center, for example, put on a smile.
Yep.
Little things like that. Yeah. Come to as many lessons as you can. Take on some kind of a dissemination job. Excellent opportunity right now is to show up for the Congress. And in this Congress, try to constantly inspire your friends. And so all sorts of ways. And I think we don't need to tell you anything more. If you put all these ingredients, the points in the heart, they're the sale, I think you can figure out what you need to do. Right? It's like in any goal that any group sets for them in the corporate world. Mountain climbers, a football team, when they're going for the championship. We can do it. They could be going against a team that's way stronger, but they may get a psychiatrist who will give them a pep talk. Yeah. Everybody will be so serious. Whatever it is, we know how to do it. So we are a collective team that is a team of paratroopers. Literally, that's how Baal Islam describes it. That is storming heaven, storming the house of the Creator, the castle, the big castle in the sky. By uniting, by overcoming your ego. The ego is actually our enemy. Is the evil. Yeah. So in this perspective, I think we can answer a lot of these questions.
Yes, lots of questions here. We got Victor from Florida.
Hi, Victor.
Hi, Victor. Shouldn't humanity be more advanced now with so many united points in the hearts on the planet? How are we ever going to love each other in the way Rav Lightman just discussed on the clip? I am so incompetent when it comes to this kind of love.
Excellent. Absolutely. Excellent. Remember when we talked that the prayer comes out of this want need? Well, if you think you can do it, or if you already, if you are not honest with yourself and you think you've achieved it already, then you don't have that prayer, right? You already, no thanks, Creator, I've done it. I've actually achieved it. But if you're like in your state, what you've described, and you're saying, I cannot do it, that's actually the revelation of the evil. It shows you how you're opposite to the goal. That's exactly what's needed. This is the room for the prayer.
Yes.
Now, if you connect with more friends, even though you cannot do it, yes, you cannot do it. It's true. I believe you. We believe you.
Yes.
We believe each other. But despite of this, we are going with faith above reason and continuing on the path. And that's our prayer. That's the seriousness with which we're playing the game. By overcoming this and participating in whatever you can, you are actually inspiring your friends. So, for example, instead of thinking how you feel, think about what effect it's going to have on your points and the hearts. And if you begin to begin to weigh your friends' reaction more than your own, well, guess what's happening? You're in effect connecting.
That's right.
Or playing that you're taking that initial step of connection in concealment.
Excellent.
So it's a good state to be here.
Yes. Okay, we got Kenya from Mexico.
Hi, Kenya.
Hi, Kenya. Try to unite with the others is too hard, even if you have the intention. There must be a previous preparation. What is that preparation?
The preparation is a lot of things. Yeah, that's why I was quiet for a little bit.
Yeah, many things.
For the most part, is establishing, first of all, realizing that you're going to encounter something that you may not be prepared for and that you cannot do on your own. And maybe try to eat your pride a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I could use a little help from my friends, as the Beatles song goes, to inspire you. Let yourself go to the friends, number one. Number two, it's always very, very helpful to have a particular set schedule for yourself. For example, you may be a very busy person and you have 2 evenings a week that you can only do half an hour. So that's what you can do. But set them as a given, fixed. No matter what, I'm going to come those 2 times a week. For those half an hours, I'm going to do something. Get into the habit of being connected with this kind of a schedule. Pick some kind of a small job task that we do. All of us have some kind of task that we do virtually. We connect with everybody. That also holds you in, because you have to do something. Even if it's 5 minutes a day, even if you have to go to some website and leave a little comment, 5 minutes a day, every day. Even that is a little connection that reconnects you, reunites you all the time.
That's right.
That's preparation. We can do a whole lesson on preparation.
Have a strong base. Have a strong base, just like you mentioned. Those 3 or 4 points of things that you do on a regular basis keeps you connected, even you're off course. And then afterwards, if you do have a group puts you back in line. So this all comes back to the studies, the group, the actual dissemination, the congresses. It's very important. So
yeah, connection with the friends.
Yeah.
For example, a lot of the time, what we do is we always carry some kind of an intention book with us. For example, you could be watching, 5 Minutes of Light, whatever they call it now. They have different names, like extracts from the lesson, or you may not be able to watch lessons at all. So download them. Have some kind of a habit that every day or every other day I download a lesson. I put it on my MP3. And when I'm traveling to work, I will listen at least 5-10 minutes to that. Anything like that sort of connects you. Or at noon, I will take out this intention, or I'll print something in the morning, and I'll read it. All of these things, it's a foundation that holds you in.
Absolutely. Good, very good question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have Victor from Florida.
Hi, Victor.
Shouldn't humanity be more...
we
read that one? Okay, so another one is Alana from California.
Hi, Alana.
Please clarify for us when you talk about creating a stable reality. What exactly does that mean for us while asking what we may do for others? So creating a stable reality, what exactly does that mean? We do for others.
What exactly does that mean for us while asking what we may do for others? Okay, a stable... Okay, this is also a very deep question.
Okay.
A stable reality... There could be a lot of definitions of that, but in essence, the ego paints a particular picture for us. Okay, and we evaluate, or we evaluate everything that happens to us according to the scale of sweet sour, the ego. And whatever is sweeter for us, that's what we're going to do. And we can go all our lives living in a sort of stupor, just chasing this silly desires. Although at the time they may be very serious and real and everything, but at one point, all of a sudden, you realize, wait a second, what have I been doing? Like. And you come across a lot of people in later life. They say, well, you know what? I wish I spent more time with my family. I wish I did this.
Yeah.
I realized the career is not so important, or this and that. So why is that? Because the ego is just a wild animal that drives us through all sorts of crazy obstacles in life. So if we go above that and begin to, it's hard, but begin to analyze and judge everything according to the Kabbalistic scale of truth and falseness. Okay. Again, this may not be so clear right now, but this scale is based on bestowal versus receiving. Mm-hmm. It's not necessarily sweet or sour, because the sweet or sour is strictly the ego, my desire. But truth or falseness is the underlying reality of what is the best for us in the long term. Because the ego will eventually drive us all to sort of a dead end, as it is already doing with all of humanity. No matter how much progress we have, it seems like there's always some kind of a new peril that comes up.
Yep.
And new wars and crazy things that we encounter. So in very sort of shortened way, nutshell, that's what we mean by stable reality. And you begin to discover this through seeing what's your attitude. One day you're looking, you feel this way, and next day it's this way, and then you sort of come to a state, well, okay, which one is the real me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, like yesterday, that was good enough for me. Today, no. Why? So what is the real truth?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyway. That's sort of shortened way of looking at it.
It's good. Okay, we have Jamie from Bolivia.
Hi, Jamie.
The love, it's what I do for you, but do what? If it has nothing to do with the corporate world, we must learn to give something spiritual to our friends. What is it? Please, can you explain a little about it?
So I think the question was asked before we had that whole elaboration.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure we answered this already. If there are still questions, it's good, because this, as we climb up this ladder, on each level is a higher level of connection between the points in the heart. So at each level, something becomes clarified to us, we understand, and we realize it, and we carry it out. But that's not enough, right? The Creator wants us to reach all the way over here. He wants us to reach this level, the world infinity, without the shame, meaning we want to have the screen. So each level is a higher level of ego. And, sorry, I lost my, where was I? What was I answering?
Okay, here we go. About we must learn to give something spiritual to our friends. What is it about love?
So that spiritual is that inspiration, strength to overcome the ego at every level. We clarify, we study, and we understand the true reality. That everything else, this reception, is dead end, and that the real life is only in bestowal, in connection with the Creator, and that's what we want. We just want that force. We want that strength, and that's what we want from our friends. And so this inspiration is what we can give each other through our work. It's both inner work and corporeal examples that are directly, specifically into inspiring each other in this particular way. The group, the study, all those actions that attract the light for each other, and the rest, and spread the wisdom.
Excellent. Okay. We got Victor from Florida.
Oh, Victor again?
Yes, Victor again. Every minute of our lives nowadays is accounted for modern daily responsibilities. How do we create time to go look for friends to do things for?
Don't worry about your modern responsibilities.
Yeah.
Though you actually have, by Kabbalah, you're obligated to carry them out. You can't neglect them. You're only accountable to those, to the minutes that you are actually free, that you have to yourself, the leisure time.
Yes. So for someone that has 6 hours of free time and someone that's 1 hour of free time, depends on what works for you, right?
That's right. That's what you have to devote.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that you're kind of judged on. Although we're never really judged, it's for your own benefit. But in effect, that's what you need to work with. So stick to your corporate responsibilities. You absolutely have to do it.
Yes.
You can't neglect them. It's only going to be worse if you do. So keep your family, vacation, job, whatever it is. You must do that. In the rest of the time, that's when you can begin to study. And looking for friends, well, you don't need to. It's right here.
We're your friends.
You can connect physically or virtually. Let's all do an exercise. I was going to leave everybody with the the exercise, which is number 4. So let's do the exercise now. Let's all be at the Congress, at the Mega Congress, at least for a couple hours. Okay. If you don't know how to connect to it, it's very simple. You go to www.kabbalah.info and look for the Mega Congress link. Okay. And you'll see a very lively virtual community. Even the physical groups that are connected in, let's say, in Toronto, it's not enough for us. We as a group are connected to everybody else virtually in the whole world. Okay? So, do this for an exercise and do question number 4.
That's on page 289. Question 4.
Should everyone know his friend's needs, specifically for each friend, so he would know how he can satisfy them? Or is it enough to practice love of friends in general? So try to clarify this question for yourself. What are your friends' needs that you need to satisfy? And how? And you've received all the information to answer that question in this class and from this article.
Absolutely. Yep. Okay. Let's jump down to Morning Water from Canada.
Hi, Morning Water.
Hi, Morning Water. I seem to drive my friends away from myself. I feel I have too much personal problems to choose them. Why do I get people not choosing, wanting to be my friend.
Okay, so again, you have to clarify what kind of friends it is, corporeal or those ones that you want the points in the heart.
Right.
And if you work or try at least to work strictly with your point in the heart, then your friends in this kind of kli, in this kind of environment, will automatically accept you.
That's right. Okay. So we got Socrates from Mexico. Hi, Socrates. If I see something bad in my friend, is because I have that in myself?
Well, we don't want to get to...
yeah, I don't, don't want to reveal too much.
Yeah, so... again, if it's your friend that's part of the group, and something about him that repels you, then that's good. That's room for you to work.
Yes.
So, don't try to analyze, okay, it's in me, what do I need to correct in myself? Oh, what is it? And try to find and search. You're wasting your time, because that's sort of your ego taking you on a hike. The best way to deal with it is completely go above it immediately.
Yes.
Not to focus on it, but rather focus on the point in the heart. My friend has a little spark of the Creator, and I want to nurture it, and I want to only think about that.
Excellent. Okay, we have Roxanne from Connecticut.
Hi, Roxanne.
Hi, Roxanne. If every morning I get up and before I go to work, I watch the Kabbalah moments and feel that connection, and set an intention to remember and feel it throughout the day. Isn't that helping me to connect with other points in the heart?
Yes.
Yes,
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's building the desire, and you actually have no idea how it's going to work, and sometimes it works very suddenly.
Yes.
The results.
Okay, we got Susan from Aruba.
Hi, Susan.
Hey, Susan.
Aruba.
Yes.
Nice place.
Yeah. If one wants to help another person and that person doesn't want it, and one know that he needs the help, how can I help myself not to suffer? Let's get moved.
If one wants to help the other person and that person doesn't want...
So it's basically if I want to help you but you don't want my help, and then I'm suffering because I can't help you.
It's a good question. It happens a lot. Richard, you'll be surprised if you are just keep with it. You don't have to be loud. You don't have to be in their face. You don't have to go, wake up, wake up! You can just quietly give them the space and just go through your work. Keep on studying, setting an example in a quiet way. Keep thinking about it. You'll be surprised what an effect it has on them.
Eventually, the door will open up. Okay, so George from Mexico. Hey, George.
Hi, George.
The revelation of the Creator is the connection of the points in the heart.
Yes. This caring for each other, or wanting to care for each other, not being able to, creates this desire, and that is unfilled. I have a desire. I want to connect. We can't, and that evokes the prayer. It's an actual sensation that you feel. That's why we call Kabbalah a practical methodology.
Right.
You actually feel it's not something imaginary. And then this desire to connect is the actual status of the Creator that you want to bestow. The vessel, the pleasure we get is from, it's a completely different vessel of a different nature that we cannot imagine. I get pleasure from my friend being filled. I worked so hard, and
give it to you.
And then everything.
Yeah. What about me?
It's like it's almost coming to you, coming to you, and then
on to me.
and then yes, and then somehow in some weird way you enjoy that.
Yes.
But in a very different or worse way. So it's not something we can understand, but if we just strive and aim for it, that's the prayer.
That's it. Okay, we have Tal Harash from Washington, D.C.
Hi.
Hi. Through my studies, I discover how much I don't care about my friends. How should I deal with it? How can I really, truly care? So I guess we've answered some overlapping questions.
You cannot, because that you need that force to come and help you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the prayer.
We have Laura from Mexico. Do we have the union with the Creator through the love to my neighbor?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. And we got one last question here from Aneth from Arizona, USA.
Hi, Aneth.
I feel totally separated from everyone I meet because I've started the study of Kabbalah. I am with Diane from Wisconsin. Hey, Diane. Let's say hi to Diane as well.
Hi, Diane.
If there's anyone out there that wants to connect through the internet, please include me. So we have your email address here.
It's posted on the...
Okay, so...
good start.
Yeah, that's an excellent start. Definitely.
We actually will have a number of... we have many, many different virtual groups. People like you connecting from different locations. Right. It will be started... We started one for the previous semester. We've started for each of the previous semesters. And there will be one for this semester as well. Usually a lot of these sort of connections spring up at congresses.
Yes, they do. Yeah, they do. Yeah.
So you never know through forums, whatever, or through postings such as this.
Mm-hmm.
So
excellent.
It's good.
Excellent.
Don't despair. It's all part of building the desire.
Yeah.
You have the situation to match your type of soul, and actually you're strong enough to hold this, to withstand this desire.
I actually met a gal through the Congress. We exchanged emails. I got your email, and then after that I contacted.
Even though we were in the same city.
Yeah, no.
And you didn't want to come out at all, right?
No, I didn't.
You had no intention.
No
you were
intention.
Studying virtually, but you came to the Congress.
Yeah.
And after the Congress, we've been together ever since.
That's it. For better, for worse. No, I'm just. always good. Yeah.
Okay, it's a good place to stop. So, again, don't forget about the Mega Congress. Don't forget about the exercise. Question number 4 by Rabash. And a few announcements. Actually, we have very few announcements today. Okay. The Mega Congress announcement starts on Friday, this Friday. So be sure to be there, either physically or virtually. The most current North American schedule has been posted on the forums. So go to the forums, along with the Ustream link that you can use to connect virtually. You can also check on www.kabbalah.info to see if there are any updates. If it still shows schedule as of July 14th, use the one on the forums, since it is the more current. And see you there. Yes. By the way, if there's anybody close to Toronto, please come over.
Absolutely.
Come and visit us. Looking forward to meeting you. And if you're anywhere close to New York, Boston, Philadelphia, St. Louis, Chicago, the Windy City, LA,
Los Angeles, San Francisco.
Yeah. Okay, those are the ones that I know of. That's in North America. And I'm sure there's in other countries as well.
And there's another city that just opened up too.
I'm sure there's one in Miami. There's a number.
Oh yeah, Miami as well, and yeah.
Okay, so you can find out about them through the website, through the link on the website. Okay, about the Zohar, the preparation for the study of the Zohar class on Sunday. There will be a class this Sunday. After the Mega Congress, the class is at 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We hope, or 9 p.m. GMT if you're watching from that region. We hope to see you there. If you're traveling after the Mega Congress and can't join in live, the lesson will be posted in the archives. And those that are used to watching the radio show after this class, either with Tony or Andrew at 11 p.m. on tv.kabbalah.info. There's no show today. There's going to be just streaming of Rav Lightman's class, just for your information.
Okay.
Thank you all for your wonderful questions and for being here, inspiring us, inspiring each other, inspiring your friends, and we're looking forward to seeing you at the Congress.
Congress, yeah.
Good night.
Good night.
See you next Wednesday. Otherwise.